organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, Down to the Wire. We'll tell you about the last-minute efforts from two parties running for student government to get your vote.
And going the distance, a local biking competition is inspiring several university groups to go green.
And in sports, we break down Monday night's title game with a little help from someone who was there Monday night in Atlanta.
All that and much more is coming your way next. Your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV starts right now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your Tuesday edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Allie Wright.
And I'm Lauren Moss.
Alternatives to alcohol and sustainability were two key topics discussed during Monday night's University of Iowa Student Government Vice Presidential debate.
And with voting beginning Wednesday, the candidates faced off at the Iowa Memorial Union to make their stances clear. Daily Iowan TV's Stefan Duran was at the debate and has all the details.
Monday night was debate night at the IMU with vice presidential candidates for the University of Iowa Student Government addressing many topics that affect the university. The two parties in this year's election are the Toga and House parties, which are represented by candidates Joss Nadash and Jack Cumming, respectively. The candidates focus on topics like sustainability, tuition, and student group funding.
I know how hard it is to get overlooked as a multicultural org and what challenges they're facing, and we're really trying to foster that in our platform.
Many party supporters and concerned students came to the debate hoping to hear about new ways to not only improve the UISG, but the university as a whole. One crucial topic that was discussed heavily was alcohol. Candidates debated why student organizations should or should not participate in bar crawls and how things like student legal services could help students better understand drinking circumstances.
They provide an educational to students every year about knowing your rights, and I think that that's something that can really be marketed, and with the help of UISG potentially.
Although both candidates had differing opinions on topics like alcohol, both candidates did agree that the UISG has to work on being more transparent in order to gain student recognition.
One of my best friends doesn't even really know what UISG does, and I'm running for the vice president. So I think a quarterly newsletter would really give them, students an opportunity to see what UISG is doing, as well as engage them.
Making that an open environment where student orgs feel comfortable to go in, and that's where we're actually looking to place our student org resource room, so they can go in, interact with senators, myself and Aaron, and just get to know what student government is and who we are.
Stefan Duran, Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks for that report, Stefan. The result of the election will be announced on Friday.
Members from both parties running for the spots on the UI student government made a controversial advertising move Tuesday. Stickers supporting both the Toga Party and the House parties were placed on the front page of the Daily Iowan, shown here, without permission from the newspaper. A typical sticker ad on the front page of the newspaper can cost between $300 and more than $900, depending on how many papers receive the advertisement. Jack Cumming, the vice presidential candidate for the House party, said none of the candidates or senators from the party were aware of the stickers being placed on the DI, but it was possible that party supporters did that. Officials from the UISG Elections Committee said they will have no comment until Wednesday. Check out Wednesday's edition of the Daily Iowan for more details on this story.
And April is Earth Month, and the UI Office of Sustainability is working to create a greener world, one bike ride at a time. Teams from 37 different departments at the UI will commute to work each day and track their miles. Each team's leader will report the number of miles for the department each week. This is the first year of the event, and officials said that they hope that this will challenge and encourage participants to learn more about cycling.
The Iowa City Council will officially name a contractor for the construction of the West Side Levee project Tuesday night. The council approved bids from 8 construction companies on March 5th. Iowa City staff members have recommended the contract go to Iowa Bridge and Culvert LLC of Washington, Iowa. The company had a $4.5 million bid, which was more than $1 million lower than the city engineer's estimate.
And the UI hospitals and clinics recently received a silver medal for having a high level of organ donors. And on Tuesday, several people who have been affected by organ donations came back to the hospital to speak on how important the process has been to each of them and to commemorate the hospital's honor. Amanda Zeffner, whose 4-year-old son Mason, pictured here, received a heart transplant 3 years ago, said without organ donation, her son would not be alive today. And while the weather Tuesday was a bit more gloomy than Monday, let's check in with Daily Iowan TV's Nick Safransky for the local weather report. And Nick, I heard there's going to be a big storm heading our way. What's going on with that?
Thanks, Lauren. We only saw rain early in the day Tuesday, but there's plenty more of where that came from. It looks like there will be thunderstorms coming our way both on Tuesday night and all day on Wednesday. Temperatures will be in the mid-40s Wednesday morning, and they will rise to 57 degrees in the afternoon before heading back down to 45. I'll step aside here as we take a look at the 6-day forecast. So it looks like there's a decent chance of rain as the high for Thursday will be at 50. Friday brings more of the same with partly cloudy skies. It looks like it'll warm up a bit starting Saturday as temps sit in the 60s. However, Sunday could bring some rain, and Monday has a high of 59. That's all I've got. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nick. A popular Iowa music festival announced its highly anticipated lineup Tuesday. Grammy, Oscar, and Golden Globe Award winner David Byrne will headline the 8035 Festival alongside St. Vincent and popular 90s rap group Wu-Tang Clan. The event will be held July 5th and 6th in Des Moines. Tickets are available at MidwestTix.com. For more information on the event, go to www.8035.com.
And now let's take a look at what's happening outside of Iowa City. 32 people died after a 6.1 magnitude earthquake in southern Iran on Tuesday. Hundreds more were hurt. Officials said the earthquake did not damage a nuclear plant in the area. A lighter earthquake also hit the country on Sunday.
The FBI has been asked to investigate the campaign headquarters of Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell. This comes after a recording of a private campaign meeting was made public. In the recording, the senator and his aides discuss ways to question the mental health of actress Ashley Judd, who was a potential political opponent at that time. The FBI may investigate whether or not the office was bugged at the time of the recording.
Well, after a busy basketball season, Ian Martin has an update on what's coming up for the rest of the year. Ian?
Welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. Hoops season ending on Tuesday in the Big Easy with the women's national title game. So we thought, what a better way to wrap up yet another good year of college hoops with our top 5 basketball storylines of the 2012-13 season. Cody Goodwin has joined me on set to help break it all down.
That's right, Ian. It's been a crazy year in college hoops. We've had a realignment that shakes the collegiate landscape. Dunk City crashes the big dance, and Baylor star Brittany Griner ends her career in Waco, and even those don't crack the top 5.
Yeah, Cody, just a spectacular year on the collegiate hardwood for so many different reasons, and it couldn't have ended any better. Monday night's thrilling national title game between the Louisville Cardinals and the Big Ten's own Michigan Wolverines.
Certainly a title game deserving of the hype as it lived up to the billing, Ian, and that's where our countdown will start tonight. Our number 5 storyline, the journey of the Louisville Cardinals, and it was too much Peyton Siva and Luke Hancock in the big game for the Cards, who cut down the nets in the ATL, meaning head coach Rick Pitino became the first coach to win 2 national titles with 2 different schools, his other one being Kentucky, in-state rival with Louisville, who won 82-76 over Michigan last night.
Kentucky also the defending national champion before this year, so Kentucky and Louisville, the state of Kentucky, with 2 straight national champions. Now, to get to even more analysis and perspective from the big game, we caught up with the Michigan Daily sports editor and men's basketball writer Everett Cook, who was courtside in Atlanta on Monday. Everett?
The coolest thing about Spike last night was that even the guys in press row, even the guys who aren't really supposed to care about the game, they were all throwing their hands up and kind of almost laughing. It was almost too ridiculous. It was almost too insane what he was doing. And the thing with Hancock is kind of the same thing as Spike, where I think he had 4 in a row, and I believe they were all in a 12-0 run just by himself. And there were points where I was just kind of laughing. It wasn't even. It was just cool. It was just kind of funny to see both of those guys do something that incredible. To a certain extent, I don't know that there's anything that Michigan did that poorly down the stretch. I think they could have defended a little bit better inside. but they were having some foul trouble with the big men. I honestly just think Louisville is a better team.
Obviously a disappointing finish for the Wolverines, but our number 4 storyline centers around a team that started the season with championship expectations and finished it on the outside, looking in for a tournament bid come March. We've already talked about them tonight, the Kentucky Wildcats.
That's right, Ian. That was a team with high expectations in Lexington, as they were the defending national champs, as we said earlier. They were ranked in the top 5 nationally in the preseason and boasting what perhaps could have been the top recruiting class in the country.
Yeah, but if you follow the season, you know the rest. A number of disappointing non-conference losses combined with the injury to their best player, Nerlens Noel, meant a year off from the dance for the Cats. Cody, I don't know about you, but this team is probably going to be loaded in 2014 as they have the highest recruiting class coming into next year.
Absolutely, Ian. And speaking of loaded, coming in at number 3 on our list, how about the strength of the Big Ten Conference? The Hometown Hawks League featured the consensus National Player of the Year in Trey Burke from Michigan, 3 first and second team All-Americans, and held the toughest strength of schedule rating in the country.
You could see where that rugged schedule would help favor Big Ten teams in the tournament. Paid off. Conference made up 25% of the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8, and the Final Four, half of the national championship. Unfortunately, as does all too often, though, scandal rocked our top 2 spots in 2013. Our 1 and 2 spots filled by 2 stories that dominated the 24/7 sports cycle over the past couple of weeks. Coming in at number 2, recent Pac-12 officiating fiasco that's seen coordinator of officials Ed Rush resign following comments he made about Arizona head coach Sean Miller during a pregame meeting. Now, during this league tournament game, there was a lot of things going on. Cody, why don't you tell our viewers what happened?
Well, there was reported that a Rush told reporters that prior to the Pac-12 tournament game between UCLA and Arizona, that anyone who issued a technical foul to Miller would receive $5,000 or a Mexico vacation. Miller was then issued a technical late in the contest, a game in which the Wildcats would lose by 2 points. Yeah, Ian, that technical was also Miller's first of the year. And Rush defended himself publicly despite the resignation, saying that his remarks were, quote, absolutely 100% said in jest and were said that at the wrong place, wrong time, in front of the wrong audience, end quote.
Well, coming in at the number 1 spot, the scandal everybody knows about, the ongoing situation with Rutgers University and their former head coach, Mike Rice. Again, we reach out for some more perspective on the issue, and what a better way to start than with Josh Bacan, the sports editor of the Daily Targum in Piscataway, New Jersey, Rutgers' student newspaper. And Josh, it's easy to see the video and question the hiring of Mike Rice in the first place. Why was he even selected for the Rutgers job?
The basketball team was struggling. They needed a disciplinarian, and just based off the stuff you hear Mike Rice say, in quotes, it sounded like he was the guy for the job. And while they weren't going to win initially, since he inherited a pretty bad situation, it sounded like he was the guy for the job.
And obviously, Josh, a lot of national attention on the university right now. What's been the community's response to what's going on?
Even more varied than the national consensus. It seems like nationally, most people support that Pernetti's son, and a lot of people think very low of Barchi right now. The case at this school is, I personally either wanted Pernetti to get out or change his ways, but there are some people who think that the good he's done for the athletic organization, the athletic department, has outweighed the bad.
Well, those were the top 5 storylines of the year. I want to thank both of the men who joined us, Josh and Everett Cook. They were kind enough to join the program on the way back from Atlanta.
That's all for us back here in the sports studio. Back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks for that, guys. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan. Read more about the UI Law School's efforts to diversify its curriculum.
And find out more about the upcoming UISG election.
That's your latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Check us out tomorrow at the same time or anytime online at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.